Hello, my name is Kyle Manson, and I work for the Highland Council elections team as a modern apprentice. This presentation is all about elections in the Highlands. Our main message today is that your vote is your voice. Now, you are probably thinking, who is the elections team? Well, we are a small team tasked with planning, managing and conducting elections for the Highlands. We do this in a professional manner and ensure that all legal requirements and electoral standards are met. We conduct a range of elections, such as local government, community council, referenda, Scottish and UK parliamentary elections. The elections team delivers elections on behalf of the returning officer. Our returning officer is the Chief Executive of the Highland Council, which is the biggest employer in the Highlands. What are elections? Some of you may be familiar with elections and some may not be. Elections are a democratic process which every citizen of the country can undertake. In Scotland, it is not a legal requirement to vote. You can vote from the age of 16 in any local government or Scottish parliamentary election. However, in the UK parliamentary elections, you must be aged 18 or over. In some countries, some citizens don't have a chance to have a voice. This is totally undemocratic. In the UK, we are very lucky to have such a democratic process. Now, some of you may be thinking that elections are boring, but they are not. It lets you have a voice. The election process. There are 4 main steps to an election. The first step is registering to vote. In any election, you must be on the electoral register to vote. Registration is an easy process which can be completed online from the age of 14. The second step is choosing how you would like to vote. During an election, you will receive a poll card prior to the polling day. You will receive this if you are a registered voter. The poll card confirms the date of the election and further details on how to vote. You have a choice, whether you want to vote in person at a polling station or by post. The third step is casting your vote. This is done either on polling day, if you're voting in person, or if you're a postal voter, you can cast your vote when you receive your postal ballot pack. In the polling station, you will vote in secret in one of the polling booths and place your folded ballot into the ballot box. The fourth step is counting your vote. This is done the day after polling closes, or through the night depending on the election. Your votes are taken to the count centre, where your votes will then be counted by expert staff, and then once counting is stopped, the results will then be declared. We will now watch a short video which contains general information about elections.
Politics impacts everything around you, from how long you stay in education, to the cost of renting, to 5G availability, to how often your bin is collected. To make a difference in politics, you need to take part in our democracy. One way to get involved is to vote in elections to choose who makes decisions on your behalf. In Scotland, you can vote in some elections when you're 16. So, what can you vote for? Scottish Parliament. The Scottish Parliament is based in Edinburgh and is made up of 129 members of the Scottish Parliament, or MSPs for short. They look after a range of issues that affect Scotland, including education and training, healthcare and housing. These are called devolved matters. Each MSP represents an area of Scotland. 73 MSPs are constituency MSPs, representing local areas, and 56 are regional MSPs, who look after a much bigger parliamentary area known as a region. You have 8 MSPs, 1 for your constituency and 7 for your region. They split their time between making decisions which impact all of Scotland and dealing with matters in the local area. MSP's work includes helping the people they represent, debating matters in Parliament, asking other politicians official questions, and making and changing laws. Local councils. Local councils look after things that are specific to your local area. This can include recycling, sports and leisure facilities, public transport, social housing and services for young people. There are 32 councils in Scotland, and you are represented by up to 5 councillors. Councillors spend their time developing future plans for your area, deciding how much to spend on local services and listening to local people about issues that are important to them. UK Parliament. When you're 18, you can vote in UK Parliament elections, as long as you are a citizen of the UK or of Ireland or a Commonwealth country, and also have leave to remain in the UK. The UK Parliament is based in London and is made up of the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The public votes for 650 members of Parliament in the House of Commons, but the House of Lords is not elected. The UK Parliament looks after some things which affect Scotland, such as foreign affairs, defence and immigration. These are called reserved matters.
Every person in the UK is represented by one Member of Parliament, or MP for short.
59 MPs represent Scotland. They are usually elected every 5 years. Each MP represents one constituency. They split their time between London and the area they represent. They spend their time listening to local people, making and changing laws, debating in Parliament, and looking closely at the government's plans. You can get in touch with all the people who represent you to raise issues and ask questions. You can find their contact details online. Remember to register to vote. If you're not registered, you can't vote. It's that simple. You can register to vote when you're 14. It's really easy. It takes just 5 minutes and you can do it online at gov.uk/register to vote. Luckily, you don't have to register before every election, only if you've never registered before or have recently changed your name or moved house. You'll stay registered for every election in your area, as long as you live at the same address and don't change your name. Find out more about what you can vote for and how to register at electoralcommission.org.uk/learning.
How do I register to vote? In order to vote, you must be registered. If you are not registered, you can't vote. It's that simple. Registration is a simple process which takes just 5 minutes to complete online. Once you have been registered, you will then be placed on the electoral register. The electoral register is basically a list of who is entitled to vote in elections. Luckily, you only have to register once. You only have to re-register if you have moved to a new house or if your name has changed. Registration is open 24/7. However, if you wish to vote in an upcoming election, you must be registered by a deadline to vote in that election. You can register to vote online at gov.uk/register to vote. If you are ever unsure about whether you are on the electoral register, you can email ero@highland.gov.uk to check this out. How do I vote in elections? All those who are able and registered to vote in the election will receive a poll card prior to polling day. There are choices in how you would like to vote. You can vote in person. This is where you go to the polling station specified on your poll card. You cast your vote in one of the polling booths and then head back home. You can vote by post. This is where you can vote from the comfort of your own home. You'll receive a postal ballot pack to your indicated address, which you fill out as instructed and then return it via post. Or you can put it into the polling station on polling day. You can appoint a proxy. This is where you can appoint someone to vote on your behalf. The person you appoint will be trusted to cast your vote by post or in a polling station. This is useful if you are out of the country or unable to vote for any reason. We will now watch a short video which contains information on how you vote.
How do you vote? Vote in person at the polling place. Before an election, you'll get a poll card saying where your polling place is. Polling places are open from 7 AM to 10 PM. As long as you're in the queue by 10 PM, you'll be allowed to vote. When you get to the polling place, tell the staff your name and address and they'll give you your ballot paper. Take your ballot paper into a polling booth. Remember to be respectful of other people so everyone can vote in secret. There'll be a pencil in the polling booth, but you're welcome to use your own pen if you like. Mark who you want to vote for on the ballot paper as it instructs. You may have 2 or more ballot papers for different elections. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Just ask a member of staff and they'll give you a new ballot paper. When you've completed your choices, put your ballot paper in the ballot box.
If you're unsure about anything or you need assistance, just ask a member of staff and they will be happy to explain the process before you vote. At the end of the day, the ballot box is taken away for all the votes to be counted. Your vote will be kept safe and secret, and no one will find out who you voted for. And that's it. Voting by post. If you're going to be away from home on polling day, or you're unable to get to the polling place for any reason, you can register to vote by post. To vote by post, you need to apply to your local electoral registration office. You can download a form, or you can ask for one to be sent to you. You'll need to give your signature and date of birth on your application form, and again when you vote. This is to confirm who you are. A postal vote pack will be sent to you before the election. Follow the instructions and put everything back in the free post, pre-addressed envelope and post it to your council to be counted. If you forget to post your vote, it could be dropped off at a polling place on the day of the election. Remember, your postal vote needs to get back to your council by 10 p.m. on polling day if you want your vote to be counted in the election. If you can't get to the polling place on polling day, you can ask someone you trust to vote on your behalf. This is called voting by proxy, and your trusted person is often called your proxy. To vote by proxy, you need to apply to your local electoral registration office. You can download an application form, or you can ask for one to be sent to you. You'll need to tell your trusted person who you'd like to vote for. On polling day, they need to go to your polling place to vote. This may be different to where they go to vote. They need to tell the polling place staff your name and their name, and then they follow the normal process to vote at a polling place. If your trusted person can't get to the polling place, they can apply to vote by post. This is called a postal proxy. Learn more about how to cast your vote at electoralcommission.org.uk/learning.
Casting your vote. It is polling day. You have registered to vote, you have chosen your voting method, and now you are ready to cast your vote. Polling stations are open to voters from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m, and this is the only time you can vote. If you are voting at a polling station, you don't need to bring your poll card, but it does help things go quicker if you bring it. However, if you have lost, destroyed, or forgot it, don't worry. Our capable polling staff will be able to look you up on the register by confirming your details. The next step is to collect your ballot paper from the polling staff. Make your way to the polling booth and vote for your chosen candidates, making sure that you follow the instructions carefully, and then fold it and place it into the designated ballot box. When marking your ballot paper, make sure it is marked correctly, as if it is not, it will not be counted. Make sure that it is your ballot paper that you are marking, as if it is not, you're committing an electoral offence and could face prosecution. The count. Once polling closes at 10 p.m, your votes are then transferred through to the count centre. During the count, your vote will be either counted electronically or manually, depending on the election. Access to the count is heavily restricted. The only permitted attendees are staff, media, candidates and their agents. The count is closed to members of the public. However, they can watch it via our live broadcasts on YouTube and social media. Once all votes have then been counted, the results will then be declared live and then published on our website and social media. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook to keep up to date with all local election news in your area. Now, we have covered the whole election process. It is now your chance to get involved in elections by either working in a polling station, count centre, postal votes, or even by standing as a candidate. How do I work in elections? Working at elections is a fun and exciting experience. It allows you to network with people in your area and allows you to gain work experience, with a bonus of getting paid. You must be aged 16 and over to work in elections. There are various jobs that you can undertake in all areas of the election process, from polling duties to counting duties and working with our wonderful postal votes team. Each job has a different role and is open to all. If you would like to enrol for a position in elections, you can contact us via email election@highland.gov.uk, or if you would like further information on working elections, you can find this on our website www.highland.gov.uk/elections. How do I stand as a candidate? If you would like further information on standing as a candidate, you can contact us via email at election@highland.gov.uk, or if you would like further information, this can be found on our website www.highland.gov.uk/elections. Remember today's key message that your vote is your voice.